gaming community, and I'm here to wish you all a happy Valentino's Day. Valentino's is just a really retarded way that I say Valentine's Day, because, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so this is a day to dedicate to your significant other. Or if you're like me and you're just a sad, lonely otaku, you dedicate it to the virtual women that you happen to have a thing for. Why are you looking at me like that? What? You think I'm crazy? I'm not crazy. I don't have a problem! Anyways, so to celebrate the occasion, in all seriousness now, I would like to review one of my favorite animes ever, and my favorite slice of life anime, Toradora. If you haven't seen this series, you should. It's amazing. But enough of that. Toradora is based on the light novel, and the story happens to begin at Anime High School 307. Seriously. That's what I'm going to refer to it as, because how many animes are in high schools now? And is a romantic comedy that happens to follow 4 major characters. So I might as well discuss them real quick. First off, we have Ryuji, the main male protagonist, who happens to be somewhat of a social outcast. You see, he gives off the appearance of someone who might be a criminal or considered a thug, so to speak, so most people tend to avoid him, even though he himself is nothing like that. He just gives off that demeanor. And then you have Kitamura, his best friend, voiced by Johnny Young Bosch in the dub, which already makes him a legend, who happens to be the student council vice president, in contrast to his best friend, is very popular. He happens to connect with everyone well and is liked by, well, everybody, and is a total nerd and all that. There's even a scene where he walks into a female dressing room with all of them are half naked and they don't even do anything, which is a testament just to how much they respect him. They don't even care that he's there. And no, he's not like, perv or anything, but I actually liked that little touch there because it didn't do the whole cliche like, oh no, get out of here, bitch, and, they all jump on him. So, yeah. Then on the other side, we have Taiga Aisaka, which this show is famous for her, as she's known on forums as the #1 tsundere of all anime, and I totally agree. Anyway, Taiga isn't just a typical trope of the Lolita tsundere, however. She actually is very well developed as a character. She's very well rounded and has her reasons for acting like that, which is again another reason why I love this anime, is the fact of how well the characters are written. But I'll get into that in a bit. We then have Taiga's best friend, Kushieda. Kushieda is pretty much the ditzy, airheaded one, the happy-go-lucky girl. Although you find out shortly into the series, not really a big spoiler, because, I think it's like 6 episodes in or so of the 25-episode anime, that she's merely acting like that because she wants all of her friends to be happy, while she herself doesn't care if she sacrifices her own happiness to do so. Anyway, so that then lines up our cast. Now, what is the story they all embark on? Why, romantic shenanigans, of course. You see, Taiga finds out that Ryuji happens to like her best friend Kushieda, and Ryuji finds out Taiga likes his best friend Kitamura. So the two of them reluctantly agree to help each other by playing matchmaker. Ryuji will help Taiga, and Taiga will help Ryuji. Which is actually where most of the hilarity ensues, because both of them in the beginning hate each other. However, they need each other's help to play the whole matchmaking dating game. And again, this is actually really great between the two, because you have Ryuji, who you find out really early on is obsessed with making sure everything's clean. Not really a clean freak, so to speak, but like if something's messy, he's gotta clean it up, so to speak. He's not a germaphobe or anything like that, but I'm sure you all get the idea. And then you have Taiga, who's the total tsundere, like I said, and yeah, treats him kind of like shit in the beginning, but again, with her own reasons. So they start off hating each other, but over time, they start developing a close bond and becoming really good friends, which again is the reason why I really like this show. The characters are extremely well developed, and even some of the side supporting characters get their own time in the spotlight. Kitamura and Kushieda as well develop from characters in the beginning and have their own problems that you see resolved throughout the series. But yes, because of Taiga's tsundere-ishness is actually where most of the comedy stems from. You just have to take my word for it and watch the show, and trust me, you should. It's really good. The characters are extremely likable, all of them are well written, and anything like that, so yeah. Next on the agenda is the animation. The animation actually is quite well done, and what I mean by that is there are certain scenes, where you can tell they took the safe route and just had, I guess you could say, the two characters talking with a bland background, but then it seemed like they knew what they were doing because they saved their budget to animate something really beautiful at a later scene. So, they did props there. Again, I actually don't mind that. If an animation style is a little boring, but then really good at other points because they saved their budget for when it counts, I can respect that. Instead of blowing it all in the opening and then, we have no money, our animation's gonna be shit. Right. Next, though, would be the soundtrack. Personally, I actually really like the first opening of the show, partly to do because I've seen it performed by one Hatsune Miku. I know, it's outed that I actually listened to that. Especially since everyone who knows me knows I prefer metal and stuff like that. It's really weird. But enough of that. We also have a really good OST track. Anyone who's seen the show will know what I'm talking about. The song Falling to Pieces is just a beautifully mastered track on the piano. And it just really hits you the second it starts playing. And they play it at the right moment. So, we also have, unfortunately, the rest of the soundtrack being rather generic and just helps improve the silence and the atmosphere. Not necessarily a bad thing, but other than those two, the first opening and, Falling to Pieces, in my opinion, it's rather forgettable. Now I come to my final thoughts. Did I have any problems with the show? Maybe a nitpick. I can respect this, though. The show does have an ending, and it does end rather well. However, I do think I could imagine the ending happening a little differently. It feels like one of those endings you need to discuss with a friend and get their take on it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I just feel like it could have been handled a little better. It's not bad. In fact, again, like I said, it's handled really well, given the situation. I just felt they could have done more with it. And personally, I can respect the fact that it actually has a damn ending. Seriously. 90% of animes don't really end. Anyone who's into the anime fandom will know that. So, yeah, mad props to Toradora. And also, again, the soundtrack could have been a little better, but that's, like I said, a minor nitpick. So, on the positive side, we have beautifully written characters that all embark with their own trials and tribulations, if you will. We have some really funny comedic scenes, really well-developed romantic relationships, a really good dub, which I probably should have touched up upon a bit more, but yes, the dub is actually pretty well done. If you're a fan of dubs, then you won't be disappointed. I myself am a fan of dubs, and yeah, being as how I've watched nothing but dubs for the most part, I can tell you when a dub is shit, and this dub is pretty well done. Incredibly done. For two reasons. One, it has Johnny Young Bosch, and two, Marie Rose's voice actress as Kushieda, but I'm having a little bit of a fanboygasm at the moment. So, moving on from that though, we have pretty good animation, and we've got a couple of good standoutish tracks. And the show actually ends. On the negative side, minor nitpicks being the soundtrack It's a little generic at times, and I do feel the ending could have been handled slightly better. Overall, though, I will give Toradora a 9 out of 10. It is a masterpiece of a show, and definitely an anime you have to watch at least once in your lifetime. It has been licensed by NIS America and is still available to this day on Blu-ray and DVD. I myself blind bought this anime back in 2014 when it was first announced, being as how it was written by the author of Shakugan no Shana, and that is another great show. If you haven't seen Toradora, I strongly recommend it. And yes, I admit it, Taiga Aisaka is definitely one of my favorite anime waifus, and I would love to be with that. Stop looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm not. No, seriously though, thank you all for watching, and if you have an anime you would like me to review, then please leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, and all that good jazz. Let me know who your favorite character of this show is, and what you thought of the anime. And yeah, I can't recommend this anime enough. It's really enjoyable. Anyways, I'm Elvis X from the Empire X Gaming community. Happy Valentinos Day, people, and I will see you all next time. At least you love me, Marie Rose. Right. Till next time, guys.